Ohio is such a critical state. Since 1960, no candidate from either of the major political parties has won the White House without winning this state of Ohio.
We will build the wall, and who is going to pay for the wall? That's right. They may not know it yet, they're paying for the wall. And I met with the president of Mexico, nice guy, 2 months ago. And we had a good meeting, just the beginning, but we had a very good meeting, believe me. And it's very unfair. We have a highway that goes right into Mexico. They're taking our plants, they're taking our jobs, they're taking so much. We've lost so much. Look at Philadelphia, look at Pennsylvania, look at what's happened to Pennsylvania, the jobs. Look at the steel industry in Pennsylvania. Was the greatest in the world, and now it's not so good. It's going to be good again. It's going to be great again. Not good. It's going to be great again. The plan I'm proposing targets substantial new investment here at home to fix America's transportation, drinking water, and other vital infrastructure. This can be achieved through a focus on public-private partnerships, proven financing programs, and tax credits that incentivize companies to make major job and wealth-producing investments in your local economy. It should be done. This means help for projects like the Pennsylvania Turnpike, as well as the Pennsylvania portion of the Appalachian Highway System. Needs help, needs help. Not in good shape. Amazing what it looks like now compared to 10 or 15 years ago, isn't it? Look at your whole lives compared to 10 or 15 years ago. My plan will also help Pennsylvania upgrade, replace bridges in the Commonwealth that have been deemed structurally deficient. It's amazing what percentage are structurally deficient. I said before, sometimes you just want to swim and just relax and swim across the river. Get there safely. Now, some are very, very dangerous. We're also going to unleash, thank you. I love you too. He sounds like a rough guy, but I love him. In my own way, I love him. We're also going to unleash the power of American energy right here in Pennsylvania. Shale, I love oil, natural gas, and clean coal. Clean coal. We're going to put our miners back to work, folks. And we're putting Pennsylvania back to work. And we're going to put the special interests, and who knows more about special interests than me? But we're going to put them out of work. We're going to renegotiate NAFTA, stop the TPP, which is a disaster, and stand up to foreign product dumping and currency manipulation that make it impossible for your companies to compete. Your city has lost 1/3 of its manufacturing jobs since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, a deal strongly supported by Hillary Clinton. Listen to this number. And I've been saying it's a typo. 70,000, not 7,000 or 700 or 7. 70,000 factories have shut down or left the United States since China entered the World Trade Organization. That was another Clinton mess. And 100,000 jobs have been lost since she produced the deal, the great deal, with South Korea. Just a few miles from here, there's a very famous bridge that says, Trenton makes, the world takes. Under a Trump administration, I can promise you, we are going to start making things in America again. We are going to start making things in Pennsylvania again. Your products will be sent around the world. not your jobs. Right now, your jobs are dissipated. We're going to start making things again. Do you remember it used to say made in the USA or made in America? Where do you see that anymore? You don't see it. Hillary is controlled by special interests who want to ship your jobs to other countries. She's the most corrupt person ever to run for the presidency of the United States. She bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after getting a congressional subpoena, lied under oath to Congress, lied to the FBI, obstructed justice, made 13 iPhones disappear, some with a hammer, and now we just learned that 2 boxes of evidence are mysteriously missing. And we just had a 4-star general, highly respected General Cartwright. You heard what happened yesterday. Could go to jail for 5 years because he supposedly told a lie to the FBI. One lie. And I don't know that it was even a lie. I don't know that a General Carter, this is a 4-star general. This happened yesterday. Could go to jail for 5 years. And there have been nothing but lies to the FBI. Now from WikiLeaks, we've just learned she tried to get $12 million from the King of Morocco for an appearance, one appearance. More pay for play. That's why I'm proposing a package of ethics reforms to make our government honest once again. It's time to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. Is there any place more fun to be than a Trump rally? Right? One new proposal I'm outlining today will help us put the corrupt regulation industry out of business. They're killing your steel. They're killing your energy. They're really, really hurting our country. And we need regulation. We need regulation for safety. And we need regulation for the environment, but we don't need what's happening with the regulation industry, that I can tell you. I will work with Congress to require that for every 1 new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated. We're losing $2 trillion in economic activity a year to regulations. The only people getting rich are the lobbyists, the lawyers, and the special interests. I'm also going to push for a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all of our members of Congress. It's time. Not only will we end government corruption, do you think it's time? Right? Not only will we end government corruption, but we'll end economic stagnation. My plan lowers our business tax from 35% to 15% and lowers taxes for everybody straight across the board, everybody as individuals, and simplifies our tax code. We're also going to rebuild our inner cities. African Americans and Hispanics living in the inner cities are suffering. The violence is unbelievable and unbearable. You walk to the store with your child and you get shot. There's no education, there are no jobs, there's no safety. Nearly 3,500 people have been shot in Chicago since January 1st, the beginning of the year. Homicides are up nearly 50% in Washington, D.C., and more than 60% in Baltimore. And it's getting worse. Murder in the United States is up more, think of it, is up more than at any time over 45 years, the highest level in 45 years. You don't hear that from these dishonest people back there, meaning the media. Look at them. Look at them. Most dishonest people. They are the most dishonest people. They are dishonest people. We're living in a rigged system, and believe me, they're a big part of the rigging, those people. Believe me. They don't tell the truth. So to the African American and Hispanic voters suffering in inner cities and other places that are so riddled with crime, with no jobs, with no education, or very poor education, I say, what do you have to lose? I will fix the inner cities. I will fix education. We will bring back jobs. We will make the inner cities safe. Some of the inner cities are as dangerous as the war zones you read about in the Middle East. We will do a great job. We will also make our nation rich again. We have to do that. We have to do that. But to be a rich country, we must also be a safe country. National security begins at the border. Speaking in secret to a foreign bank, Hillary Clinton said her dream is for totally open trade and open borders, and she denied it. And she denied it the other night in the debate. Right? But she turned out to be wrong. Who won the debate? That one, honestly, that was not close. Except for a couple of dishonest groups. They would say, oh, I think she won. I think she, give me a break. Hillary's plan includes an open border with the Middle East, meaning generations of radicalism and terrorism spreading and growing within our shores. Not good. She even wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees over Obama's numbers to come pouring into our country. She wants 500, think of it, 550% more than the thousands that are already coming in. The great white horse, you watch, folks. It's a great white horse. So let me state very clearly the fact that if I'm elected president, I am going to keep radical Islamic terrorism the hell out of our country. We will also stop the crisis of illegal immigration. All right. Boy, what spirit. Pennsylvania, I love Pennsylvania. I got a good education in Pennsylvania. My kids got a good education in Pennsylvania. Smart people in Pennsylvania, tough and smart and sharp. And people that don't like what's happening to their country, that's who's in Pennsylvania. A Trump administration will secure and defend our borders, believe me. And yes, we will build the wall. We have the honor of being the first ever endorsement from our ICE and Border Patrol officers. 16,500 Border Patrol and ICE just last week endorsed us. They've never endorsed a presidential candidate, never. It was just reported that a man deported from our country 10 times in 6 years has been charged with raping a 12-year-old girl. In August, Texas police arrested a serial illegal immigrant rapist who had been deported 5 times. One victim included a 68-year-old woman with a cane who took his offer to drive her home. He left her on the side of a dirt road in absolutely horrible, horrible condition. A 64-year-old Air Force veteran, Marilyn Ferris, was raped and beaten to death with a hammer by a repeat offending criminal illegal immigrant who should have been deported many times but never was under the Obama administration. If I'm elected, we will impose tough new mandatory minimum federal prison sentence for anyone who illegally re-enters the country after previously being deported. They won't come back. And we will swiftly remove and deport all criminal aliens from this country, the gang members, the drug lords. We got some bad dudes. And they're preying on our citizens, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be one of the first things we do. Either we win this election or we lose the country. And believe me, this is the last time.